So France is Europe's largest anime and manga market, and one of the largest in the world outside Japan itself. Initially, my idea for the next part of this series was to cover Europe as a whole, but I found France to have a scene so compelling that it merited its own video.
You gotta be shitting me with that!
This Western European nation is not the only one that enjoys otaku culture. It thrives in other countries such as the UK and Italy, and many others on the continent, but France is one of the first foreign countries that otaku culture really took off in, and anime's modern popularity in Europe and North America came to life in France before continuing its spread.
What can I say except you're welcome?
So, what are the origins of France's otaku obsession, and what companies or people were responsible for creating this phenomenon? So let's start at the beginning. So the origins of France can be traced back to the Roman Empire.
Pause.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Let's go to the 1970s. So Japanese culture had been popular in France before, in previous centuries, as Europe was beginning to impose itself on the rest of the world, discovering new things along the way. However, the second dawn of Japonisme, as it was called, is believed to have been kicked off by Grandizer in 1975 mecha anime, written by Go Nagai. This is considered the first smash hit in the French market by Japanese animation. It was broadcast by A2, one of France's state-owned public TV channels. Spurred on by its success, Jean Chadopon's studio, DIC, went to Japan to collaborate with local studios there to create the first collaborative projects between French and Japanese studios. These two shows were known as Ulysses 31 from 1981 alongside TMS Entertainment, and The Mysterious Cities of Gold alongside Studio Perrault. The former is a series about Greek mythology, and the latter is a series about adventures in the New World upon the arrival of the Spanish to the Americas. These are believed to be the foundational works in the development of otaku culture in the West, and their subject material were chosen specifically to be recognizable and acceptable to a French audience of the time. A few years after this, Club Dorothy was founded in 1987. Club Dorothy was a television channel and production company that specialized in kids and teenage entertainment, and there were quite a few anime as a part of their lineup. Shows like Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon famously aired on this channel. Unfortunately, there was a cultural backlash against anime on Club Dorothy in the late 90s, and the channel was gone in 1997. However, as we will soon find out, the medium would persevere to be one of France's most popular pastimes. In the 90s, French readers were catching on to manga as well as anime. France has a strong tradition of graphic novels known as bande dessinée, so manga was not something super new to them. According to Jean-Marie Bousseau, who wrote a 2014 article about the French anime and manga market, throughout the 90s and early 2000s, some of the most popular manga were Nana by Yazawa Ai, 20th Century Boys by Urasawa Naoki, and Great Teacher Onizuka by Fujisawa Toru. There was also great love for Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball, Eiichiro Oda's One Piece, and Katsuhiro Otomo's Akira. Who distributes anime in France? The rise of the internet and mobile technologies has kept otaku culture relevant in France, and it is estimated that about 55% of France's comics market is dominated by manga. As for anime and who distributes it, one of the biggest names is Crunchyroll EMEA, which was founded as Crunchyroll Europe in 2007, but it was expanded and rebranded to provide services to the Middle East and Africa in 2020. Today they have two headquarters, one in Paris and one in Lausanne, Switzerland. One of the primary TV channels showing anime is a channel called Mangas, which was founded in 1996 as AB Cartoons and is headquartered in Saint-Denis, France. 2013 saw the creation of a new anime TV channel called J1, based out of Neuilly-sur-Seine. Of course, there's also Netflix's selection of anime and Crunchyroll's, and as per usual, any content not provided in France can be found with illegal streaming and VPN usage like any other country. Now, who distributes manga? As for manga, there are a ton of companies that legally distribute manga in France. We have Delcourt, based out of Paris, who have published the likes of Dororo, Fruits Basket, and the Persona manga. Then there is Kaze, also out of Paris, who have brought titles such as Initial D and Jujutsu Kaisen to France. This studio also publishes anime, the most popular of which is Bleach. Kaze also serves the German and British markets with a myriad of series. Now, one of the oldest publishers is Tonkam, who have published many titles, some of the most notable being Trigun and Hellsing. These are some of the most prominent publishers, but there are a lot in France. Since the medium is so prevalent there, you can imagine any comic or graphic novel publishing agency with common sense is going to cover at least some manga. I also want to give a mention to the Junku bookstore of Paris, which has been selling manga and other Japanese cultural literary works since 1977. One of the sources in my description lists other places one can buy manga in Paris.
Next question.
Who dubs anime? Very recently, Crunchyroll announced that they would be setting up a dubbing studio in the French city of Tourcoing, showing just how lucrative the French otaku market is. As for who dubbed anime before this, one of the first I found was a studio called Dubbing Brothers, who have dubbed both American and Japanese works. The most notable of their anime work seems to be on Pokemon and Evangelion. Lilo Media Group is another big one, as they have dubbed Dragon Quest, Lycoris Recoil, and Tokyo Revengers, among others. They also have a history of dubbing in Spain, Italy, and Germany. Studios VOA apparently has an office in France and in Miami, and they supposedly do video game localization, so my guess is some Japanese games have passed through their system. I also wanted to mention Eclair Studios. I couldn't see if they dubbed anime or Japanese video games or anything, but they have been around since 1903, so I wanted to mention them. And if they do anime, then please let me know. I also want to shout out SOFI, the infamous studio that dubbed Dragon Ball in French in the pre-Kai days, and whose script other studios would turn into the famous, or infamous, Big Green Dub.
Oh! I am not here out of kindness. I am here because I want to make certain that you won't be killed by him. It's going to be me who eliminates you, not him.
I couldn't find any information on them, but I want to assume they did other animated works either before or after this. Dragon Ball Z Kai was dubbed by Studio Shinkel, who did tons of other works, such as Cardcaptor Sakura, City Hunter, Fullmetal Alchemist, Lupin, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Dragon Ball Super. Okay, my voice acting bias is coming out again. Let's change the subject. So with all that in mind, what do French otakus enjoy in the modern day? Crunchyroll says that its most watched anime among French users was Black Clover in the 2010s. Today, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon are still respected, and My Hero Academia is a big hit too. JoJo's, One Piece, and Attack on Titan are quite popular as well, according to Otaku's Notes, who wrote a list of France's most popular anime in 2023. AnimeHunch.com put Demon Slayer and Naruto among the most sold mangas in 2021 in France, and there's also a growing Manfras tradition. Manfras is the term used for French works inspired by Japanese anime and manga style. The most popular of this is Radiant, written by Tony Valente. This battle shonen series has breached foreign markets and is popular worldwide, considered part of the anime manga family, sort of like how Avatar: The Last Airbender is regarded. This style is now part of the bande dessinée landscape, and it is very likely that you could read a French comic which looks entirely like a manga.
Next question, please.
Where do French people go to express their fandom? The Japan Expo has been going since 1999 and takes place in Paris every year. Paris does also have its own Comic-Con. There's also the Japan Tours Festival in Tours, France. You can also visit YCon in Montreal, France, and since Switzerland has a large amount of French speakers, Zurich PopCon and Game Show might be an option for French otakus. EU connections might also make it easy for French fans to go to conventions in Belgium, since Belgium also speaks a lot of French. Etsusacon in Ghent, Belgium, is one such event. Wikipedia lists 3 major video gaming events that one can attend in France. Festival Ludique International de Parthenay in Parthenay, Paris Games Week, and DreamHack in Tours. So, this video has been about a brief interview of what it's like to be an otaku in France and some of the background as to why and how it has thrived thus far. For those who didn't see my update video, I apologize for the long layoff. Long story short, I've been working and I also didn't have much motivation to make videos for a while. My uploads will not be under any sort of strict schedule, but I am hoping to be able to post again at times, when I get an opportunity to make a video.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.